Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. That's funny. 10:10 on my clock right now. 10 is the number of completion. 10 seconds on my recording. And two of them, amplified, is really pointing out the need or the presence of the ending of some sort of cycle. And people say that a lot, that this is the end of a cycle, this is the end of a karmic cycle, and blah, blah, blah. But we are ending and beginning new cycles all the time. If we bring our awareness, if the universe is bringing our awareness to the ending of a specific cycle, it's because we're not noticing that it's there, or that it needs our attention, or that we have a choice to end a certain cycle. And it feels to me like we have the choice to end a specific cycle right now. So I'm going to dig into that just a little bit more, because that's what's coming up first of all as I come on here. I just wanted to point out a couple of things. I have a couple of classes coming up, and you guys can access all of the information for that down in the box below. I have a card reading class where I teach you how to trust your intuition. We read energy through the cards. If you know me, I get messages through music and stuff too. So we use all of our psychic senses to deliver a reading, to do a reading. But we like to use the divination tool of cards because clairvoyance is, for a lot of us, one of our dominant traits. So we start there, but we expand on all of the psychic gifts. I have a couple of Reiki classes, Holy Fire Reiki classes that are coming up. I have a master class that I scheduled for September. I've already got a couple of people signed up for it, and the energy behind it is incredible already. I can feel it already. I have a level 1 class that I'm scheduling for sometime in August. I actually haven't scheduled it yet, but if you're interested in doing a level 1 class, let me know, because it saturates the energy of that class and helps me to zero in on a date. I'll get the guidance for a date a little bit quicker. So if you're interested in that, either leave a comment or email me and let me know that you're interested in level 1 class. I also have some interest in the Holy Fire Karuna Reiki Master class. And the requirements for that are the Holy Fire Master class, or any master class, with at least 6 months of practice and experience before you're able to take the Karuna class. But if you're interested in that also, I have a couple people that have asked for it, and I just wanted to put it out there and see if anybody else was interested in taking the Karuna class. If so, let me know, and we will amplify the energy of that and get that moving too. Okay? My last video, I was talking about putting yourself out there and just showing up, just continuing to show up. No expectations, no desired outcome. Just keep showing up. Just keep being you. Just keep putting yourself out there and being present. And I have, as I was shuffling the cards, I was on vacation at the time too, and I just, before I went on vacation, got these cards from, someone bought them for me off of my Amazon wish list, so thank you so much, Pamela. I love these so much. The Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. I know they're not new to, I know there are a lot of readers who use those cards, but I've wanted them for a long time, so they are new to me. But it's interesting that I got them right before I went on vacation too. So we are always doing things in the 3D and the 5D at the same time. So while I was on vacation, my higher self was traveling through different dimensions and realms as well in order to give me information and download information towards what they're telling me right now is what the karmic cycle is that is being completed. And it's really important because we just also had the full moon, but it's really important to bring awareness to that because endings are also new beginnings. So, and there's the energy of having asked for something new to begin. But we have to bring our awareness to what's ending right now. And something that I was listening to this morning was all about negative self-talk and, mastering our thoughts and limiting self-beliefs and the way that our brain will attach to the proof in the 3D connected to whatever belief that we have or whatever thought or whatever thing that we're telling ourselves, whether we know what that is or not. I'm not worthy. I'm a failure. I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I'm too much. Whatever that thought is that you have going on, your brain attaches to that because it's the most prominent thing that it keeps repeating inside of, this beautiful structure that your brain is. And it will ferret out through all the information that's out there. I mean, there's so much energetic information out there. Your brain cannot possibly compute everything that it's experiencing. Minute to minute, hour to hour, second to second. So it filters out the things that we don't need to focus on because your brain is not processing all of that stuff. And it will focus on the things that your brain is processing. And if your brain is processing the information that says, I'm not worthy, it is going to have you focus on the things that bring you proof that you're not worthy, or that you're a failure, or that you don't have any money, or whatever it is. And you're going to focus on those things. And your thoughts are going to continue to focus on those things, and it's going to bring you proof that all of those things are true. We have the ability to reprogram those things, to recognize what our limiting beliefs are. Whether you know what that thing is that you're telling yourself or not, if you are noticing and are in a lower vibrational or a negative place where it can't be one more thing coming my way that I have to recover from, or I have to survive, or I'm strong, and it's just all this contrast out there that's showing you how strong you are, how resilient you are. That's a beautiful thing, but it doesn't need to be so hard, and we don't need to always learn through lessons. There are a lot of you that are used to learning through lessons. And we need to start taking our power back and rewriting that story. So whatever that limiting belief is that is making you focus on those things in your life, let's reprogram it. Okay? So we show up and we tune into what we want to tune into. I'm going to tell my brain what to focus on out there and to bring me proof of the fact that I am abundant and I'm worthy and I'm powerful and I make a difference in the world. And just by showing up, I am spreading my light, that my light is powerful, that it is valuable, that I am valuable, that I am worthy, that I'm healed, that I'm capable, that I'm a hard worker, that I'm smart, that I'm wise, I'm a teacher, I'm an amazing reader, I'm at peace, I'm creative, I am abundant, I'm lovable, I'm loving, I'm worthy of love. I have throat chakra stuff going on because and it's not just me, it's you guys too. For some of you, it's hard for you to say those things about yourself. So I'm going to say them for you. This is me speaking for you. This is not just me speaking about myself, but I am speaking about myself. These are the things that I need to reprogram about myself. So I sat down and I wrote them all. And I wrote out everything that I needed to think and put into my brain and see the proof of today and tomorrow and the next day and from now on. And I'm going to keep doing this every single morning in order to, it's a process. It takes a while to reprogram these things. But we may have acquired certain beliefs about ourselves, about our journey, about our spiritual path, about the belief in who we are or what we are, or, they keep bringing me back to twin flame and the label of twin flame and what it means. And there are these pre-programmed belief systems around twin flame and also about not only twin flame, but soul connections and the spiritual path and spiritual journey and your growth and all of those concepts and consciousness and all of that. And about the fact that we are the masters of our own universe, that we create our reality here. And we do. And we don't need to depend on anyone else. We need to find wholeness within ourselves and find the balance of that, and not need anyone else. And that is true. And a lot of us have been doing the work towards that. But along the way, somewhere, it got programmed in there that I have to do all of this on my own. I have to be whole on my own first, and I have to be able to do it on my own first in order to attract in, that kind of partner or those kind of people in my life who are also whole, who are not going to depend on me, and blah, blah, blah. And I have to do all of this stuff first. I have to heal this. I have to heal this. I have to heal this. I have to do this. I have to stop this pattern, blah, blah, blah. And it becomes this pattern of perfectionism. And what I've been shown recently is that so many of us, especially those of us on the twin flame path, have part of our mission, some of us, our deepest mission, is to heal relationship dynamics. So many of us are in narcissistic, empathic dynamics with friends, family, sometimes even our divine partners and a lot of the people in our life. Not just that, but any kind of dynamic that is toxic or based off of codependency or based off of lack or neglect, or I just heard poverty consciousness. We're here. Part of our mission is to heal the dynamic of those relationships. And we've been putting in so much work on ourselves. We've been doing so much healing work and focusing on the mirror and what other people are showing us. And don't look at this person anymore. It's not about that other person. It's about you. It's about healing what's inside of you. It's about what it is that you're projecting and the vibration that you're putting out there. And it is. We've been doing so much of the work of that. And we've been learning to take radical responsibility for ourselves and for our own energy. And at some point, we also have to start taking responsibility for our energy within a relationship dynamic too. We are meant to heal the relationship with ourselves first, which we've been doing, and then move over to healing relationship dynamics with other people. And we can only do that within the relationship. So whether that's a relationship with your family, your siblings, your parents, your friends, the way that you interact with any human being, but also romantic, those kind of love relationships as well. Some of you have put up walls to not allowing a partner in until it looks like this, or until it shows up in this way, or until you are done with this thing that you are doing, or until. And we are resisting our mission in healing relationship dynamics. Some of us, it's one of the most important things that we have to do. That part of our purpose in life is to be in connection and in union with ourselves, but in union within our relationships with other people. Do we have to wait until we're in union with ourselves and in union, like able to have this glorious, ease-filled, no problems, nothing ever bothers us, higher perspective at all times relationship? No, we're human. We have to account for our humanness and allow that and be that and have it be something that we contracted to come here to have the human experience within our relationships and to heal those things as they come up and to do the work with other people too. We're not supposed to do it alone. We're not supposed to do it alone. And so many of us have been doing it alone in order to protect ourselves and all of that. And it just feels like the karmic cycle of resistance to allowing other people in is coming to an end. So there's an aspect of you that has not allowed the real you to shine through, and that is flaws and all, the human you to shine through because there's shame connected to the human you. So that's what it feels like that's the karmic cycle that's coming to an end right now. So bring awareness to where you push people away, to where you hide yourself, to where you are affected by other people's energies and it makes you go into protection mode instead of witness mode. For some of you, you are very, very, very clairsentient. So it's not just the clairvoyance. I was just talking about reading the cards and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm not pulling any cards on this energy reading. I'm sensing it through my body. So many of you are clairsentient and it's one of your dominant traits, or it's becoming more dominant. and you're needing to master and come into contact with your own energy and what that looks like. But we've been doing so much of the work to shed who we thought we were connected to other people. We've come to a place of understanding ourselves a little bit more, and it's a lot easier to be on our own sometimes than it is to be around other people, because you kind of have to balance that energy, or it feels like you do. But one of our biggest challenges is going to be being in a group of people, being with even just one other person, and feeling and sensing their energy and what they're going through and who they are, and recognizing, even though it feels so visceral, as if it's our own, we're around this person, and all of a sudden we feel self-conscious just around this person. As soon as you got around them, you feel self-conscious. Is that your energy? There's an aspect of you that sometimes is self-conscious, so you resonate with it. But you weren't feeling that before you came into this person's realm. And so it is all about not allowing that to take over and to start repeating these thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or who I am is not lovable, and so I need to hide that side of myself, or whatever it is. We can just witness that, oh, I'm feeling their energy though, and I resonate with that, so I can tell that they're self-conscious. But that's not me. Sometimes they get self-conscious around people who are confident. So really that self-conscious field that you just came into is mirroring your confidence. When we take that energy on as our own, because we're sensing it, we're feeling it, it takes us over almost. That clairsentience is becoming very, very, very strong for you. And it is just about witnessing it and feeling it because you're interacting with someone else's field. Allow your brain to focus on a different aspect of that. If you start feeling that as if it's your own, again, that reticular activating system in your brain, that filter in your brain is going to start to, it's like you've tuned into their thought process, their thing that says, I'm not good enough. They start comparing themselves to you, and you instinctively, through lifetimes of being ridiculed or meant to dim your light, you go into this survival mode and you almost kind of dim your light because being in the spotlight or causes you to feel this reaction from other people. We have to stop taking responsibility for other people's energy. You have to stop taking responsibility for it and owning it as if it's your own. If you walked into that room, if you walked into that place and you were in a certain energy and then you got there and all of a sudden you weren't because you're interacting with this person, that's theirs. We just are there to witness it. Maybe part of your purpose is to exude that confidence, to show them how to be that, even around other people who are self-conscious. We're not there to flaunt it, we're just there to be it. We're there to be the example of it for them through a soft, compassionate place. If we can feel that self-conscious energy in them, maybe we're meant to help them with it. Maybe we're meant to just allow them to be seen or whatever it is. Okay, so for a lot of you, that sense is becoming stronger and stronger, and we need to learn how to interact with that dynamic while we're in relationship with this other person. Normally we would dim our light. Is that what we're supposed to do from now? That's the old dynamic. That's the old dynamic. And the energy on the planet right now is calling for us to witness our own light. How about if we start with that? When you're in that dynamic, witness your own light. Because their shadow reflecting back to you and you feeling and sensing that is meant to be an indicator that what you're presenting is powerful. And that's a good thing. So let's focus on the beauty of that and start to shift that dynamic. When you dim your light, it's connected to shame. And what it's showing them energetically is that who you are in that powerful place is not right or is threatening. And so we're meant to work on relationship dynamics. Okay, that was just a very specific example of this other person. I was just showing me an example of, they're just showing me this example of something that happened with me and another person this morning. And just as an example to me that this is one of those situations, and that's her energy. But so many of us have this resistance to interacting with these other people that you can even sense it when you're coming into. You can sense their energy when you are on your way to them. Their energy moves into your field before you even realize that it moves into your field. So for some of you, your romantic relationship is what they're showing me. There is a connection. There is a romantic relationship that's coming in, that person is that light. They shine that light. And when they walk into a room, the confidence and the knowing that they have about who they are is intimidating to other people. And you have a pattern of comparing yourself to other people who shine in that way or who are confident in that way. And it makes you compare yourself to them. With them moving in your field, you haven't even experienced them in person yet. But because you sense that coming in, what it's doing is making you compare yourself to other people who are similar to that kind of energy. And in that way, you're repeating to yourself, I'm not enough. 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 Because maybe they're just a little bit of a higher vibration for you than you. But that repetition of I'm not enough, I'm not enough, I'm not enough is bringing in proof and situations of the reflection of that belief system within yourself. And it's holding off this right here because it's almost as if I can't be that. I can't be myself. I can't be here if they're here. And I have to do everything that I have to do. I have to do everything that I can to be able to get up to that energy and to reflect that and blah, blah, blah. And it's this perfectionism. So it's this push-pull dynamic of their energy gets in a little bit closer and there's this alarm that goes off in your head that there's something really amazing making its way to me and I'm not worthy of that yet. I still have work to do in order to present myself because I'm ashamed of who I am now. I can't present who I am now because, that triggers people or that, is not enough. That's the belief is I'm not enough. Some of you, your divine partner, soulmate energy is very close to you and you're witnessing the thing that intimidates you, light and groundedness and peace. It feels like peace intimidates you. Okay, so that's what we're meant to work on right now. That's the cycle that's completing, is resisting peace. Peace doesn't come from having your shit together all the time, or, being in flow all the time, or being a success all the time, having nothing ever bothers you, or there's no problems or anything that happen to you. So the fact that sometimes you get overwhelmed by situations, or you handle things in a way that, looking back on it afterwards, you wish that you had handled it differently or whatever, that doesn't mean that you're not worthy of light, or that you're not light, or that that there's some kind of shame in that, or that you're never going to have peace, or whatever it is. Peace is being in those situations and knowing, just having this knowing in your heart that everything is happening for a reason, and that this is okay. It's okay that I'm overwhelmed, and, this is a pattern that I'm breaking right now, or this is a lesson that I'm learning right now, and being at peace in the situation, and not losing faith, still having faith. Peace and faith is also being able to come back to that space again, getting into your human energy, recognizing that you're in your human energy, and bringing yourself back into a place of groundedness and just peace. Storms happen. Sometimes it's scary right in the middle of the storm. And even though my heart is racing, I can find something in that situation that is really beautiful. So work on that side of it. Work on that. You can do that. This person coming into your field has the ability to draw off of faith and find that peace inside of them that will focus their brain on what it wants them to focus, what they want their brain to focus on. So you're in the middle of a storm. And yes, it's scary. And, they're just using the situation with my car right now. My car blew up, and it didn't blow up, obviously, but it broke down. And it's probably worst case scenario. Like I need my engine replaced, and it's very expensive. And it feels like a storm. It really feels like the storm to me, because I have no idea. I have no idea yet what I'm going to do. But there is a positive in the situation. There is a positive in the middle of that. And if I can find it, if I can point that out, instead of just pointing out, or instead of just focusing on the lack that's there, I don't have the money for it, or I don't have this, or, it's going to bankrupt me, or whatever it is. There is some sort of, it is happening for a reason. There's a lesson in it. If I can find that lesson. Which I'm searching for right now. It's very scary, but I don't feel the fear of it. Right when my mechanic told me about what it was that he found, and it's, bearer of bad news, I did not freak out right away. I didn't have that reaction. I didn't have that survival mode. I didn't have that fear. It was just like, okay, this is happening. Okay. And he was going to check on this, and he was going to check on this. So I didn't have all the information yet. I don't have all the information. Maybe he's going to get a deal on this, or maybe there's this, or I don't have all the information yet. So that one thing normally would have sent me into a tailspin. Not half an hour later, someone texted me and asked me to, I used to do photography, and someone asked me to take some pictures of a family gathering a couple days later. Not half an hour after I got the text about my car. And so this situation is meant to be a lesson in strengthening my faith and focusing on retraining my brain to point out the things that are abundant in my life, to point out opportunities. money-making opportunities that I hadn't noticed before. And I wouldn't have noticed and I wouldn't have pursued had I not had this trouble with my car. It was a friend of mine from high school that I haven't talked to in years. And, was I supposed to be reconnected with her? Did I create some sort of peace in their family just by being present at their gathering? Maybe. I don't know what it was, but it was exactly what I needed at the time. And it helped. I mean, it's no coincidence. It is not a coincidence that happened half an hour afterwards. And so when I tell the story, if I only tell the part that my mechanic called me and said my car is blowing up, and I didn't say, but half an hour later, like something, everybody else is like, oh my God, that's really bad. That's like worst case. What are you going to do? It's going to be thousands of dollars. And their focus is, this is really bad. My focus is, yeah, but look what happened afterwards. Like I have to have faith that this is really about strengthening my faith in the universe. That's a really beautiful thing. And finding peace, even in the middle of that storm, not knowing what's coming is one of my biggest fears. And I'm sitting in the middle of one of my biggest fears and I feel okay about it right now. And I don't need to look too far ahead. I'm just, allowing myself to learn from it and maybe figure out where that came from. Did I create that situation because of my negative belief about myself that I'm not worthy or what I have to give is not valuable? And so I'm not bringing in the money that I need to be bringing in and or not saving enough money to have for a rainy day or for a storm when it comes in because all I'm focused on is what I don't have. Maybe. It's time for that cycle to end, but it can't end unless I'm aware of it, and unless it's really brought to my attention. And this is like, sometimes rock bottom brings you to a place of awareness that needs to happen. So let's keep working on that, working on the relationship with ourselves, relationship with the divine, relationship with our higher selves, and relationships with our human counterparts. All of them. Kids, family. I just learned a lot of lessons when I was on vacation with my family this last week. And adaptation is a big one. So more to come. Okay, that feels like that was the message for today. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up, even if you don't have the answers. I don't have the answers for you. This is not fortune telling. This is just me coming on and saying, this is the energy that's present right now. This is what I feel. This is what I'm reading. This is what it looks like to me. And so let's do something with that. Let's create action from that. Let's feel into what inspires us and just make it the tiniest little effort, one tiny step forward. You showed up today, you stuck around for this entire thing up until now. So tell yourself that you're doing a good job. You're doing exactly what you need to do. Sometimes it's scary, but you're not alone. We're doing it together. Let me help you to do this with you. I'm doing that by showing you my own situation. I'm not perfect. I don't need to come on here only when I'm perfect, only when I know all the answers. Sometimes the answers come as we explore. Sometimes you guys have the answers. If you have the answers, if you have a suggestion, put it in the comments below. Email me. I'm open to it. I'm always a student. And I'm always here for you. And I understand that you guys are always here for me too. So relationship dynamics are part of our mission right now. There are some of you who have abandoned the idea of being in a relationship, being in a romantic relationship, getting married again, whatever it is. I don't need that. I don't want that because of past experiences or blah, blah, blah. But for some of you, part of your mission is being in a relationship, believing in love again, believing in that kind of love, believing in romantic love, believing that you're worthy of that kind of love, believing in intimate love that comes from many different sources. So opening yourself back up to the idea of love and believing in love again is what is coming up for renewal, I hear. Okay? Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.